Welcome to the Just My Mom Sense podcast. I'm not an expert, I'm just trying to figure out parenting and in turn myself while sharing things I've learned with all of you. Welcome back to another episode of the Just My Mom Sense podcast. This one is another solo one. I'm trying this whole back and forth format. If you know me, you know that I really prefer the ones with the guests, just so it's not me by myself, but stepping out of my comfort zone and trying different things. Somehow we are in June of 2025. Time flies by more and more. And so I thought this episode could be centered around, selfishly, me. But more so, I think a lot of parents and how we are all in our feels. It is the end of the school year. There are a lot of changes happening. And I don't know about you, but for me, summertime and also the holidays, those are kind of two indicators for me of how fast time goes by with the kids. I do my best to keep my emotions in check when it comes to how nostalgic I am or how hard of a time I have when my kids are ending school or going back to school, or just all the emotions I feel about that. I try not to show them that. And one of the reasons is because they are just like me and they have a lot of big feelings when it is the summer. They have a tough time with transitions. They have a tough time sometimes with their birthdays. All the emotions are happening at once. So I really try my best to keep mine intact. And yet somehow, I think it's that whole nature versus nurture thing. They're feeling it too. So for my kids, our schools are set up a certain way in my area. So they are both getting ready to go into new schools next year. And in a way, I think this is bonding them a little bit. But it's really hard for them. It's hard for them at the end of every school year. They love their schools. They love their teachers. We have been very fortunate for that. They love going to school every day. They enjoy their friends. So it's a really tough transition for them, thinking about school ending. It is also my son's 11th birthday this week, so that's in his mind. And for his younger sister, she is often going, no offense, but this is like the worst month ever. And that's because school is ending. So there's a lot of anxiety. There are a lot of emotions happening that we are working to navigate all day, every day. And they kind of typically start in May, obviously get worse in June. For my son, I think he started in September worrying about the end of this school year already and leaving his school and his teachers. It's a tough thing to navigate for them. You don't want them to be anxious. You don't want them to be nervous. You don't want them to be sad. And also you want to help them through the transition and give them the reassurance that everything's going to be okay, while also validating their feelings, because if anyone can understand, I definitely can. But I know I'm not the only parent. I was with some other parents this weekend, and we were talking about the 5th grade moving up ceremony that's going to happen. And I mentioned that I wish it would be outside, even though I know it won't be, just so I can wear sunglasses, because I know I'm probably going to be a mess. Luckily, they shared the same sentiment, and we're all going to be blubbering fools, apparently, which that's great because there's a community of us then. And to just add fuel to the fire, a little salt in the wound, if you're on social media, if you scroll through TikTok, Instagram Reels, whatever it is, you're probably seeing so many videos. You're probably seeing the first day of kindergarten videos and then jumping to the cap and gown at high school graduation, or kids themselves going through transitions from freshman year all the way through senior year, and it's just a lot. It's all reminders. I'm crying at all of them, obviously. Teachers are saying goodbye to their kids and crying. It's all the feels, all the emotions happening. So if you are like me and are relating to this, stick around as we talk through it together. I think one of the toughest things and greatest things about being a parent is watching your kids grow. The cliche is 100% true. Time flies by. The days are long, the years are short. All the cliches are true. These kids have grown so much and so fast, and it only makes time feel like it's going by even faster than it ever did. And I'm so happy for them. I love seeing them grow. I love seeing them change. I love seeing the new things they're getting into and what excites them and what new things they want to try and things they tried a long time ago that they're only growing in and getting better at. I love seeing their new hobbies. I also have really enjoyed watching their friends grow too. It's been a really awesome experience, and I know it's only going to get better. But on the other side, it's also really tough. It's tough to leave different chapters. For my kids, they've both been in their respective schools for the last 3 years, and that's a chapter for them. And that's a chapter for us. Our youngest is in the school that our oldest was in for 3 years. So for us, we've been in this school since 2019, and now we're done with it in the parent community, and that's tough for us. It's also really exciting because it all opens new doors and new opportunities and new experiences and new adventures. So trying to balance those emotions and the feels for everyone involved is pretty tricky. I mentioned my kids have a tough time with transitions, and that's even something like just going from the school week to the weekend and back to the school week. It's a tough transition for them every single week. Then you add in long weekends, school breaks, and vacations, and of course the summer, and it makes it all even tougher. And we do our best as parents to help them through the transitions. We try to stick to our routines. We try to focus on the positive things, but when your kids have anxiety, when they have a hard time with transitions, it's a battle. And again, we do our best and we try different things and we figure out what works and what doesn't. But in the end, the transitions are tough for us too. I'm sad at the end of the year to see them be finished with another grade. And I'm sad at the beginning of the year when they start a new one. I'm also really excited. For us who may have grown up in the 70s, 80s, 90s, we didn't talk through emotions and we had plenty ourselves. And so I'm always working to try to give my kids the tools they need to understand their emotions, to process them, to talk them out if they need it, to take some quiet time if they need it. Because I think having those seeds planted now can only help in the future, or at least I hope so. I mentioned how the days are long and the years are short, which is the cliche, and it's so true. I mean, I know we all feel it. We all get caught up in the go, go, go during the school year. There's extracurricular activities, there's after school things, there's before school things, there's homework, there's tests, there's getting them out the door in the morning, making lunches, making sure they have permission slips. It's chaos, and you're just trying to tread water and keep things going the best you can. And that also makes time feel like it's going by pretty fast. I can look back on school and feel like I don't think it felt fast when I was in it, but I see my kids feeling like, no, this year went so fast, or this month went so fast. But I also think they're enjoying their school experience more than I did, so they have a different perspective in that way. All of this is also a reminder to me as a parent to take it all in, to enjoy every moment, to slow down, to not get caught up in the what ifs and the stress and the planning. And not to say I don't, because I do. I am not perfect at it. But I try to remind myself to stop and slow down every once in a while and really be in it. Instead of planning all the activities, make sure I'm enjoying it with them. Instead of worrying about how they're going to feel on a Sunday night, just enjoying the weekend with them and making sure they are having fun, making sure we're creating memories for them. And also balancing that out with knowing that some weekends are full of fun and some weekends we have to do the boring stuff like clean the house or run some errands or whatever it is. I know also on the TikTok and the Instagram reels, there's a lot out there about nostalgia, and especially for kids of the 80s and 90s, and how much simpler things felt, but also how much crazier they were, and how our parents didn't really know where we were, and trying to balance that out in 2025 with technology and streaming and video games and all the things. I always want to make sure my kids are playing outside a lot. That is one of the things they have taught me from early on. Since they were babies, I have wanted to be outside more than I ever even thought about. I never cared about it that much. I never took much time to think about it. But since they have come along, I want to be outside on the nice days. I want to be taking advantage of the sun and the warmer weather. I want to take advantage of the snow days and playing in the snow. And I have them to thank for that. And I want to make sure they're getting enough of those days and enough of those moments as well. And of course, that's just, probably me overthinking and more added pressure that we put on ourselves as parents. I think, as I mentioned with social media, sometimes I'm on a nostalgic algorithm and I'm seeing these videos of kids growing up super fast and experiencing different things or graduating, and I love it. And it's a mix of happy and sad tears. It's really sweet to see, and I'm amazed at the kids who have done it throughout high school. It also makes me realize how long TikTok has been around, but to start a video in freshman year and then finish it the day they graduate high school. I see the videos of kids getting accepted into college or, early acceptance for Ivy League schools. It's really great to see and cool to see the kids celebrating those accomplishments for themselves. And of course, I'm excited for all the things to come, but it's so hard to think that my kids are getting older and experiencing new things, and some things are not as fun for them. There's more homework or harder tests, or friendships are a little trickier now. And so then I have nostalgia for the early days of them being toddlers and babies, and everyone's your friend, and every day is just playing and having fun. But again, it's a good reminder to continue the fun and to continue playing and to continue having adventures and experiences. I'm so grateful for who my kids are and being their mom. My daughter asked me the other day on the way to school what I wanted to be when I grew up, when I was a kid. And so I listed some things. There was a teacher. There was a point where I wanted to work with horses, wanted to be a writer. The writer thing kind of was always my biggest and continued throughout my life. And then she said, and a mom? And I said, oh, well, being a mom was the constant in my life. I played with baby dolls when I was little. I always got a new baby for Christmas. As long as I can remember, I have always wanted to be a mom. And I am grateful every day that I get to be a mom and that I get to see the world through my kids' eyes, and I get to experience things with them and experience things through them. There are days that are extremely hard and exhausting and tiring and all of it, but I would not trade any of it. And I am grateful even for these moments to be able to try to help them through something like transitioning from one school to another, or the end of a school year into the summer. And it's extremely hard for them. It's extremely hard for me. But I love that I have the opportunity to do it. So for those of you who are feeling the same way I am, know that you're not alone. For those of you that may have kids that are going to college, congratulations to you and your family. To those of you that have kids graduating high school and are maybe going a different route, congratulations to you and your family. I hope we can all remember to enjoy the moments and make the memories and continue the adventure. But it's also okay to kind of be sad and to feel all the feels and go through these times. Thank you for listening today, If you're enjoying this podcast, I'd love for you to leave a review, comment on social media. You can find me at Just My Mom Sense on Instagram and Facebook. I do have a YouTube as well where I'm just putting up the episodes. Next week, I will have another fantastic guest. I'm so excited for that. And if you're already done with the school year, I hope you are having a fabulous start to your summer. Thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thank you for listening to the Just My Mom Sense podcast. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Just My Mom Sense, or visit justmymomsense.com for past vlogs and a few of my favorite things. Music produced by Matt Harvey.